My project is on the crested gecko, also known as the eyelash gecko. The crested gecko is nocturnal, living on the Isle of Pies in New Caledonia. It was thought to be extinct but was found alive in 1994, and this is when breeding programs began. However, the species is still endangered in the wild. They have a mixed diet of ripe fruit and insects, including cockroaches. Evolutionary history refers to the changes, known as evolutionary adaptations, that occurred from an organism's earliest ancestor to its present form. Scientists have found geckos preserved in amber dating back to more than 100 million years ago. Millions of setae, also known as microscopic hairs, were found on the feet of these fossils. These hairs allow the gecko to climb vertical surfaces as it makes their feet stick through van der Waals interactions. They use these hairs to hunt prey and to scale trees for fruit and other food. Ecology is the study of biology that concerns the relationship between organisms and their environment. Therefore, an ecological adaptation is a change that benefits the organism's interaction with the environment. Eyelash spines are an ecological adaptation for the crested gecko because they allow the gecko to interact with its environment better. It does this by protecting its eyes when the crested gecko burrows in the soil or hides in leaf litter, as it hides in the cool understory during the day. An anatomical adaptation occurs when a physical change to the body is made that increases the organism's ability to survive and reproduce. There is one obvious anatomical adaptation seen in a crested gecko's body that increases its fitness. This is the ability of the crested gecko to change the color of its skin. They can change from light to dark, or they can change tint. They change to their dark phenotype when they sleep, and this is called fired down. However, the overall colors are a permanent phenotype, as they cannot change from red to green to brown, only to different tints of the same color. The phenotype shown in the picture on the right by Chester is not seen in the wild, as it is genetically bred for by breeders. Wild ones are typically just brown to allow for camouflage on trees and in the ground. However, a gecko's color can change slightly to its surroundings and its mood. A physiological adaptation is a change in internal body function that allows the organism to maintain homeostasis with the external environment. One physiological adaptation that the crested gecko species lack is regeneration. The crested gecko can lose their tail when they feel threatened or frightened. However, if they lose their tail, they cannot grow it back like other species in the gecko family. This is because the metabolic cost of regrowing a tail is too much. One physiological adaptation the crested gecko does have is the ability to hibernate during colder months. Their hibernation is not a deep sleep, rather a period with less activity where they stop growing. Behavioral adaptation is a change in the way a gecko acts in certain situations that can increase its fitness. There are a few behavioral adaptations the crested gecko exhibits as defense mechanisms. If scared during the day, the gecko can rise up on its four legs while opening its mouth to make itself appear bigger, and they usually hiss when they do this too. Another behavioral adaptation they show is releasing feces or bad smells to deter predators.